Howdy, boys and girls. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to be playing with some multi-level master pinning. 3-level stuff. Let's get into this. Alrighty. Now, first we're going to take our hardware. In this case, we're doing a 300 series LSDA. Get our keys. Get our lever. Now, since we're taking this to the very beginning, each side of the lever you'll see a pinhole. These guys insert key. There's your pinhole there. Rotate key. Hold in place. Push in on pinhole. And this guy supposedly will come free. Of course, this one's just going to be a motherfucker. There we go. Take your cylinder. Put this back over here out of the way. Alrighty. Then unscrew your cap. Set it aside. Set your pin and spring aside. Don't lose those. Those are critical. Don't put them where you keep your extra loose pins. All right. Key, quarter turn follower. Slide it up. You'll see this guy's got 6 chambers loaded. We're only pinning to 5. So you get down to your number 6 and dump that guy. All righty. First thing you want to have is your numbers. You might want to follow along and jot this down so you can pay attention. All right. Grandmaster is going to be 56274. This is using an SC1. There's a picture of that right now. That'll give you an idea of how we're working this. Our master 56236. Our change key is 78214. Now the goal here is basic math, 4th grade stuff. All right. Look at your chambers. Each chamber is in a column. You're going to build each chamber. All right. So you look at the first chamber, the lowest number is a 5. So our bottom pin for that chamber is going to be a number 5 pin, which is a 240. Our lowest number on our second chamber is 6. So we are going to use a 255. Our lowest number in chamber 3 is a 2, 195. Our lowest number in chamber 4 is a 1. We'll throw a 1 in there. And our lowest chamber for number 5 is a 4. So we're going to throw a 225 in that one. Now we're going to get a little interesting because now here's where you got to do a little bit of math. All right, essentially you want to subtract your lowest number from your next number. All right, so we got 5 subtracted from 7 gives us a 2. When we look at the Schlage chart, a number 2 is a 30. So I'm going to grab and I'm going to drop it in there. Our second chamber, we're subtracting 6 from 8, which again gives us a 2, which would be another 30 pin. Master wafer in there. Number 3 chamber has 2s all the way down. And in this case, we don't add anything because they're sharing the same bitting in that chamber, so there's nothing to be altered. Number 4 is where it gets a little fun. All right, so now you got to subtract one number from another number and then another number. So 1 from 3 gives us another 2. But now 3 from 7 gives us a 4, which would be a 060 master pin. And we'll drop that right in there. And our last one, now we have numbers that are sharing. Now, again, you're subtracting your lower number from your higher, since in the fifth chamber, the change key and the GM share number 4. Again, we don't add anything or subtract anything from it. We're just subtracting 4 from 6 to get a 2. And we're going to put a number 2 in the number 5 chamber. Now, if all that works out, we will have shear lines everywhere. Now, to see this, you're going to kind of have to be gentle. Now, you're going to take one of your keys and slowly insert it. You don't want to do that. You see where I just lost 2 of my wafers that I did not want to lose. But there is a nice shear line there. Everybody's going up and across. Let me put that back in on number 2. Number 1. Now, in cases like this, you will see pins sitting on top. That's why you want to do this slowly. You want to see your shear line along with where your raises are. So again, you do this gently. You lower it back down. You get all those pins back in. Like that. And you check out your second key. See how good it looks. Very slowly, very gently, without letting anybody fall. And you'll see once again you have a nice shear line with a few pins sticking up here and there. That's to be expected. Get that back down. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Now we take our number 9. Make sure it's clean. And we run our number 9 in here. That doesn't want to play very well. So instead of screwing around with that, let's just go ahead and put it back in. Lock it in place. All right. Our master turns wonderfully. Our grandmaster turns wonderfully. And our change key turns wonderfully. Therefore, you have just successfully rekeyed up to 3 levels. Not rocket science. If your key hangs up on one of them, use a key that works, take it back apart, dump everything, start over. See where your numbers work, because the numbers don't lie. It's the math that's always wrong. Check the math. The numbers are wonderful. The math is usually screwed up, if it's done right. I've seen screwy plans before. But if you have one you're actually working on that's a solid plan, then this will work for you. And there you have it. Oh, that's probably where that is. So practice it, learn it. It'll always work for you. Peace. All righty. I did say we were taking it back to the beginning, so you have your rekeyed cylinder. You have to put it back into this guy. All righty. Put your cylinder in. Make sure it's out through the little cubby hole a little bit. Put your key in. Now, this hardware, you got this little tongue guy here. That has to always sit opposite of your push pin. Get your lever in. Make sure it gets past there. And simply get it where it feels in. And that is not the right place. What did you do, Mike? Rule number 3. If it's a lever, always have your pin vertical. Pin horizontal is only on commercial knobs. On a lever, you want your pin always vertical with the Bible. Makes it go in better. Makes it work. Makes it so it actually does what it's supposed to do. Alrighty, back in, drop her down, turn, push, and you're done. Put your other handle back on. Doesn't have to be on very tight, just on in place. Back in the bag. Throw the key in the box. And that puppy's ready for installation. Alrighty, there's your start to finish. Go out and earn something. All right, we're back. We're going to the first question here of what happens with the next cylinder. All right, so here, take a look here. First thing I did, I took the number I used for the one we just did. I crossed that off. That's no good now. Now the number I'm working from is still 56274 for my Grandmaster, 56236 for my Submaster. My new the change key we're doing now is 38272. So we're going to operate the same way. We're going to walk you through it one more time. All right, so we have 3s and 5s. Our first chamber is going to be a 3, which is a 210, and a 30, which, by the way, if it sticks, it gets catchy like these did, I'll drop one. So instead of 30s, I'm using 27s. Instead of 60s, I'm using 57s, just dropping one pin. All right, number 2, we have 6 and 8, so I need my 255. 6 from 8 is 2, which gives me another 30. Again, now you see our number 3, we have 2s all the way down the board, so we're just going to put a 195 in that chamber and forget about it. All right, now our number 4 chamber again. I have 3s and 7s, so our lowest number is a 3. We're going back to putting a 210 in there. And we're going to subtract 3 from 7, and it's going to give us our 4, which again is a 060. And our number 5 chamber again gets interesting. So you look, our lowest number there is a 2. So we're going to put a 2 in there, 195. Now our next number would be a 4, so we're going to subtract 2 from 4, and we're going to get a number 2 wafer. And then we're going to subtract 4 from 6, and we're going to get another number 2 wafer. Now, if you start adding numbers, your stuff is not going to add up. We call it adding up, but it's a lot of subtraction. All right, so now we're going to put this guy in. We're going to do it blind without checking any of our shear lines. We're just going to go with the understanding that we know what we're doing and we are good at it. So first key turns beautifully. Your second key turns beautifully. Our third key turns beautifully, which means this cylinder is done. This number can now be crossed off my list because it's not going to be done again. And my next number, which is 24, I will write it down below. So our 24 is 30276. 30276. All right, now do your math and see where that one will take you. Stay safe.